The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, personal injury attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums,
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, folks? And welcome to the Hash It Out Show right here on the Xavier Sports Guy YouTube page. And we're on all social media platforms. I'm BK Jones. We definitely appreciate you joining us tonight. Jared JB Boy, the CEO, is on assignment tonight, but he'll be back tomorrow night and Wednesday night. But I can't do this alone. We have our other co-host, our other member of the Hash It Out Show, George Peppers. What's going on with you, George?
What's up, man? It's all good. You and Jared were the envy last week, y'all, having all that revelry in Lake Charles with all that great basketball action, and the March Madness and everything else. I was like, man, y'all two were there and I wasn't. It just, ugh, But hey, look, work beckoned. I had to do what I had to do, but I'm with you tonight, and we got a very special guest who did an unprecedented thing this weekend in college basketball, and it is to be celebrated. We will have that special guest here shortly, but it was a great accomplishment what happened.
Absolutely, yes, and we will have him on very, very shortly. We are on tonight, special edition, and George mentioned the top, the not say the LHSA March Madness Boys Tournament last week. We'll have a breakdown of that tomorrow night. More than anything else, we will have some special interviews tomorrow night and some special interviews on Wednesday night. So, and then we're gonna get you ready for the NCAA tournament.
Mm.
So it's going to be
I do.
great. Yes.
I do have to congratulate your alma mater, St. Augustine, on winning the state championship in Division One Select. Hard earned, well deserved. Congratulations, and I know we'll talk to Wade Mason. I guess we'll say it. We'll talk to the head coach of St. Augustine in lieu of that. But congratulations to you, VK, and I'm sure it's a little extra special to see it happen in person.
Yes, yes, and it is really like not really the first time. I've experienced it a bunch of times before. This is my second time ever writing a game story of the state championship. I covered it in 2011. It was an honor to do this one again, but this time it was so special that Coach Wade Mason winning that state championship 30 years to the day that the St. Augusta Purple Knights won the national championship in 1995. And I was actually there for that one in Baton Rouge. So very sweet for all that to happen. And Purple Knights overcame a lot of things this season to get to that point. But we'll break more of that down tomorrow night
Tomorrow.
and also have Coach Wade Mason on the show on Wednesday night. So we'll give you more breakdown of what's going on. But I'm like this: like, tag, share, and subscribe to the Hash It Out Show. All social media platforms. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're everywhere. And log on to the hashitoutshow.com. So let's get to our very special guest for tonight. Well, we had to get him on because this team is rolling, and he been on the minds of us on the Hash It Out show. He has really done an unbelievable job at Xavier University for their women's basketball program. And over the years, he had passed great coaches like Janice Joseph to be the all-time winning coach in Xavier University history. But not just that, over the years, we've seen Xavier had great teams, but haven't got too far in the tournament, maybe got to the second round. But for the first time ever in school history, the Xavier University women's basketball team is in the Sweet 16 of the NAIA tournament. So our special guest for tonight is Xavier University women's head coach, Bo Browder. Coach, how you doing? Good evening to you.
I'm doing pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
can.
Yes, sir. We hear you very well.
All right, that's good. Yeah, doing pretty good. Been a busy weekend and a busy day today, trying to get everything taken care of so we can get on the plane tomorrow and head out to Iowa.
You go into Sioux City, Iowa for the Sweet 16, and it's amazing that the season that you had this year more than anything else, and 29-3, that's not bad at all, coach, and especially where you are right now.
No, that's not bad at all. We started off the year very hot. I think we won like 20 some games straight and was doing really playing outstanding basketball and doing well in our conference. Had a couple tough preseason games. We played Loyola, who's usually is really an outstanding NAIA program. Coach Kennedy over there does an outstanding job. We was able to beat them on their home court this year, and it's always difficult going over to Loyola and play because I tell everybody uh, two of the best NAIA programs in the country is right here in New Orleans with Xavier and Loyola. Those are outstanding programs, and you got Coach Rowe over at Dillard, who's she's starting to make some things happen over at Dillard also. So our women's basketball in the city is some very good basketball, and like I said, we've been very fortunate this year to play extremely well, and doing some outstanding things on the defense and offensive end, and we've been truly blessed to have some transfer kids who have came in and done an outstanding job with also mixing with our returning kids that we had from last year because last year we went 20, I think we was 25-6 maybe. Uh, Put together another good season, but this year's season was really special. And you know, on Friday and Saturday, the team played extremely well.
Absolutely. I mean, and the big advantage of that, and we've been seeing that, I think, the last 3 to 4 years, that a team can host a first, second round in the NAIAs, and then if you make Sweet 16, that's when you travel and everything. How much of an advantage that is that teams will have a chance to play some of the national tournament at home?
Oh, big time advantage. It's just like the NCAA. You got the top 64. You got your top 16 teams in the NCAA. They get a chance to host. So, anytime you get to host, you get a chance to enjoy your home court, and it is a little advantage. But I think also it gives the team who has put in uh, regular season have done some good things over the regular season. It rewards you being able to host those games and everything. So it was definitely an advantage that we was able to sleep in our own beds, don't have to get on the bus and travel, and have our local fans and our student body to come out and support us and everything.
Very much agreed. The season, like you mentioned, you reeled off 20 straight wins, and you was 20-0, but you lost your first game and against LSU Shreveport. And what was the funny thing about it? My co-host George Peppers kept telling me and JB, we gotta have Bo on, man, because Xavier's doing some big things. And I'm like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, and all of a sudden the y'all wound up losing that game. We were just sad about it. But that loss, was that loss more of a wake up call to your team more than anything else with that game, especially losing at home to Shreveport?
Well, I think the bottom line with the way the season was, like I said, things happen in New Orleans that haven't happened in a long time. We had a snowstorm, right? Um, we was undefeated at the time. We did not get a chance to practice or play for about 6, 7 days. We had to push back some games, rearrange our schedule. Where LSU, and some of the other teams in our conference was able to play. Uh, I said a cold front, the snowstorm cooled us off a little bit because we was running hot. We was playing extremely well, but that snowstorm, like I said, cooled us off. LSU came in and played extremely well on that night, but with us not playing our best basketball, we still had a shot to win the game. We had 3 shots with 7 seconds on the clock, and we did not knock down not one of them and everything. And we was only down by one. So I mean, we now lost 3 games this year. Uh, we lost one game to LSU by one. We lost another game to Paul Quinn, went overtime, lost by one, and then we lost in the semifinals to LSU Alexandria, and that was like a 2 3 point ball game. So we not had a bunch of hiccups along the way, but at the end of the day, if you'd have told me going into the season, coach, you'll be 29-3 and going to the Sweet 16. I mean, I would take that any day of the week. I would end up taking that.
And let's talk a little bit about your players a bit, Coach. The biggest thing that I heard this season, and it's coming from various people, besides Ed Castley, they were saying this may be one of the best Xavier teams maybe we've ever seen because of the fact that it ain't just the fact you have 1 or 2 players. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can play. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, that's amazing. So it's something big with that. And they all and a couple people said also a very good bench as well. And you look at this season, 5 of your players was honored this year in the Red River Athletic Conference. Cam Shelley as the newcomer of the year. She was also first team all conference. Joy Campbell is first team all conference. Lauren Banks second team all conference. Janiyah Reed was an honorable mention and a special honor, a champion as a character, going to Gabrielle Morrison. Tell us a little bit about the players and also what other players have been stepping up for the Gold Nuggets this season.
Yes, it's been a special run. Like I said, I think the bottom line is last year we lost in the first round, and Coach Whitney and I, my associate head coach, Coach Whitney, our grad assistant, Caitlin Bank, and Taylor DeWitt, we had a good round table discussion about what it's going to take to get us to that next level. And sometimes you got to look within and say, hey, man, maybe I need to make some adjustments. Our program has really been built on bringing in freshmen and trying to develop them. But this past 2 recruiting classes, we made a major change and said we're going to go out and get some transfers that can really help us in everything. Because you keep knocking on the door and you get knocked down, you say, man, I got to do something different. I got to do something different. And being the coach at Xavier is, like I tell everybody, we can't recruit everybody because at the end of the day, it's a great academic school and we got to get some quality student athletes in here also. So we did a great job with our grad students. Our grad students that came in, all of them are pretty much 3.5 to 4.0 students. And they have really made a major commitment to doing things on the court, off the court, but also in the classroom. Uh, I'm really excited about that. And our players that are returning, they made a commitment to make sure the transfer students come in and really buy into our philosophy and also help them make the adjustment to the Xavier, to the Xavier life, the way we talked about it and everything. So it's been a big time adjustment for our transfer kids. And, I can talk about Joy Campbell, our point guard, who had a great game on Saturday. She struggled a little bit in the first round game, but the second round game, she was definitely one of the best players out there on the court. All conference player, uh, able to make sure our players get into their set, playing great defense, doing great things for us, and she really set the tone on Saturday. Uh, Big Shot Shelley, Cam Shelley, Big Shot Shelley, 5'9" guard from Georgia, has played extremely well for us. She's our leading scorer, can put it on the floor, pull up jump shot, and she's deadly from the three ball. Lauren Banks, 5'9" guard who can play inside and outside, did a great job of this weekend. This was one of her best defensive weekends. She really guarded the William Carey, best post player, did a great job of guarding her and shutting her down a little bit. And I think that was the key to our victory this past weekend and everything. And Janiyah Reed is like Benny Johnson back in the day with the Detroit Pistons, if you can remember that. She can come off the bench and light it up. And doing the stretch, doing William Carey, they made a little run to cut it to 13. And the next thing you know, Janiyah came down and hit a three and hit a pull-up jumper to extend that lead back to about 18 and everything. So, we got some firepower, it's been really working. And, we got a little bit inside and outside. When I talk about my post players, we talk about Sosa Laura, 6'2" post player from Dominican Republic, who has played outstanding for us, can rebound and score. We got Sierra Headquest, young lady from Dallas, Texas, 6'1" post player who can step out, shoot the three, put it on the floor, and also rebound. And we got our most athletic post, Zaria Harlow, 6-foot kid who's from the Baton Rouge area who has done great things for us this year. And we're really excited because she had a great weekend with scoring and playing great defense for us.
Wow. And I tell you, man, you sound like Xavier has a lot of weapons and has been really, really working for your team, coach. And it seemed like you really have a great chemistry with your team. George Peppers, the floor is yours.
Thank you, VK. Coach Browder, first off, yeah, guilty as charged about trying to get you on the show, but schedules intertwining, all of us have, schedules and everything, but we are so thankful that you have made the time to join us in such a high octane moment. Your team is into the Sweet 16. Congratulations on getting there. My first question to you, Coach. What were the emotions like after you routed William Carey 72-47? What was the first emotion that hit you after that game, knowing you guys made a little bit of history?
Just 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 flashing back, my emotion was really high because I had a lot going on um that day, and I shared that with the girls before the game that we you know one of my close friends, a good friend of mine that worked at Xavier, worked at UNO, passed a week ago, and his funeral was on Saturday. Athletic director Sterling Stewart, who was a assistant AD over at UNO and was the AD at Morgan State. Um, so it was a tough day. I was full of happiness for my team, but also I was thinking about my friend. Um, the opportunities that we had spent together, and he was a dreamer and everything. When I first met him, he said he wanted to be an AD at a Division I school, and that was his dream. And he was able to work hard and be able to become an AD at a Division I program. And with us winning it, it was a great feeling. And I was very excited and very emotional for our young ladies who had put in a lot of work. And y'all know how this thing go. Every team starts the year off saying they want to win a championship, they want to go to the Sweet 16, but there's only a certain amount of teams who accomplish that goal and everything like that. And like I shared with them, the only way you can get an opportunity is like that is you have to invest in yourself, you have to trust the process, and you have to work hard. But the older you get in life, you realize you can work hard and do all the right things, but that doesn't mean sometimes you're gonna get what you want. And that's the thing I shared with them. And we was truly blessed to have this opportunity to go to the Sweet 16 now, because I think we truly deserve it, and we had put the hard work in.
Did it help to play a team that you were familiar with, William Carey. You know, that's an old rival from the old GCAC days. Did it help that you guys played them, that you knew tendencies and what they were going to do and what you guys were able to do? Did that help at all? And how did that affect the game?
Yes, I think that really helped us off because Coach English has done a good job, and I can call him AD English now because he's retiring and he's just going to be the AD. We not had a lot of battles against each other. Like I said, the old GCAC, and that's what a lot of people around the country was texting me this weekend saying, "Man, it's a GCAC going to the Sweet 16, so you can't be mad about that." But knowing their tendencies really helped us out. And I know how coach is a basic man-to-man guy. He's not going to switch too many times and go zone. He's old school, love man-to-man, switch man-to-man on down picks, cross picks. He likes switching everything. And that kind of gave us an advantage to kind of let our players know exactly what was going to take place and everything. And they like playing about 45 miles to 50 miles hour. I call it that's their tempo, about 50 miles hour, 45. And I said, as long as we don't have to play their speed and we can force the issue a little bit, and we pretty much made them play about 80 to 85. And I think that kind of rattled them a little bit. And that's why I think, we had such big margin of victory against them.
Before I ask my next question, I just want to add to something you said earlier about how strong basketball is, not just in New Orleans, but around the state. We had four teams. I was looking at the bracket qualify for the 64 team NAIA tournament. You guys are the last one standing. But I have to ask you, we've had this format now for the last few years. Obviously, you're a big fan of it. I mean, not many people are hot to the idea of expansion, but with the way the NAIA has done it, I think it's very beneficial. Extrapolate a little bit about that, about the fact that we're at 64 and you're able to play at home and sleep in your own bed for the first couple of rounds if you have a great record.
Yeah, I think with the NAIA doing that, because back in the past before we joined, it was 32 one spot, 32 Division One, NAIA Division One, NAIA Division Two. Then when we finally all came together and just made it one division, uh, they made the adjustment saying we're going to do more regional sites. And I think all the coaches voted in on regional sites and everything like that. And I think it's been good. It's really been good. It's exciting and everything because at the end of the day, you draw more home fans when you have a team that's having a great season play in front of their home court and everything like that. And it's a bidding process also. I mean, you got to have a certain type of arena. You got to have instant replay. You got to have everything, state of the art equipment and everything. It's just like the NCAA tournament. Like I said, LSU, uh, the Tigers are hosting at home this year. And they've been able to host the past 4 years ever since Coach Mulkey's been there. They're able to host, and that's really big and everything. So you like to reward the top 16 teams, and then go off to that regional site and see what happens there and everything.
You guys were one of the last teams to go undefeated, last teams to lose. And we talk about the snowstorm, you have already extrapolated on that, but I want to go a little further back. During the winning streak, was there a moment when you were like, to your coaches or to your players, did you feel like there was a moment in that era, in that 20 win stretch, you were like, man, we could do some really special things? Was there a game or a moment that thought popped in your head that Xavier history maker this year?
It's two things that happened this year, and it all happened when we went to LSU. We played LSU for an exhibition game, and we started off the game. You know, the first 8 possessions, I felt like I wanted to see if my kids was going to be nervous. They wasn't nervous at all. We scored some buckets against them. They go down and score. Um, and LSU then went on a major run. Went on a major run. I think they was up probably 50 to 16 going into halftime, or 55-16 against us, or 17-18, or whatever. I can remember it. So we go in the locker room, we come back out. Uh, my kids, they looked like they wasn't panicking or anything like that. And we showed back up, and I think, if I'm not for sure, I think we scored like 20 points in that third quarter.
Hmm.
And I said to myself right there, we got a chance to be pretty good, because you're playing against top 5 team in the country, and we're in AIA school, and they had already, like I said, the score was already like 55 or 60. But we was able to, just to show that we didn't mind competing against a team like that. And I'm gonna go back to it. We end up scoring probably, I want to make sure we scored 49 points against them, and it was like 49 to like 1010, 110, 115. So as a coach, you say, "Oh man, that's you got drilled." So LSU plays the next 3. When they started out the year, they played 4 Division I teams, and those 4 Division I teams did not score as many points as we did. And
Hmm.
when I saw that, that made me realize that we got a chance to do something special, because the 4 Division I teams did not score, quote unquote, that many buckets that we did. And it wasn't, like I say, Coach Moken, one thing everybody know about her, she don't take it easy on nobody. When you in between them lines,
Yeah.
it's business. And
It's
I
all
and,
business.
and like I said, Florget that night, Florget scored. She scored like 33 points against us. I think she might have missed 1 or 2 shots. And she played like 30 some minutes, 30, 34 minutes, 35. So it wasn't like they took it easy on us. And when I saw that, I was like, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. And so I learned a lot about my team that night. And
Okay.
and I felt like that was gonna help carry us over and everything. So I'm hoping what I saw that night, that the bottom line is, going forward this weekend, it can be something really special, and I can always go back to that moment and say, you know something, that's when I really saw that we could be something truly special.
It would be awesome for you guys to continue this run. And look, I know the job's not done. We're celebrating the fact that Xavier is the first. This is your first time into the Sweet 16. Let's look ahead now. Southern Oregon is up next. You play them on the 20th. That's Thursday, I believe. Um, what do you know about that team? What have you seen from them? And what do you feel like your girls are going to have to do, not just to compete, but to win the ball game?
Well, the bottom line with that is it's an interesting story. Southern Oregon is 33-0, undefeated. We've been in that stage where we was undefeated also. I think it's going to be a great ball game. I think the bottom line is, and I watched some film on them. Um, I think our defense could cause major problems for them. They love to shoot the 3 ball. Got a bunch of good shooters. Uh, we are praying that we can really defend them and limit their 3-point opportunities, run them off the 3-point line, but also force them to have to guard our post players and everything. Because I think the bottom line is, I think we can kind of take advantage of their size a little bit. If we can get the ball into our all conference post players, I think we will have a good chance to win the ball game.
And my final question. First of all, the tournament is what? A race to 6. First team to 6 wins the national championship. If y'all are fortunate enough to get there and win this whole thing, well, for one, we'd love to have you back if Xavier wins this national championship. But two, what would it mean to you personally for the season if Xavier was to go to Sioux City, win 4 games, and win the national title? What would it mean to you personally as a coach?
The bottom line, with this team, like I'll go back and say, I've been very successful at Xavier, and I won a lot of games, won a lot of conference championship. It would mean a lot to my coaching staff, to our administration, and to our student body. But most importantly, I really wanted for our student athletes because, like I said, I had some transfer kids who they made a decision to take a chance on coming to Xavier, because they was getting recruited by uh, some low Division ones and some more NAIA and Division 2 schools, and they decided to take a chance and come to Xavier. So my goal for this year was to make sure they have the best experience possible. And, to put icing on the cake would be definitely to, win a national championship. That would be something truly special.
Coach Browder, you look at the your staff more than anything else. You still have one of your former players. You talked about Whitney, formerly Whitney Gatewright. Now it's Whitney Kelly. She was amazing at John Curtis, amazing at Xavier, and looked like she's really working hard to keep things going. And how it's been working with Whitney.
Outstanding, up and coming superstar in the coaching business. She turned down a head coaching job last year
Wow.
on the NEIA level to stay home and everything like that. And I think she's going to keep getting more offers every year because she's definitely a outstanding coach, but such a wonderful person and everything. And Whitney's like my daughter and everything. We not been through a lot of ups and downs, and we not won a lot of games together and won championships and cried together in the locker room. And like I said, we not won a bunch of rings together. So at the end of the day, she's outstanding. She's outstanding. She's a great role model for the young ladies, and a hell of a basketball coach and motivator. So, uh, like I said, she's one of those up and coming rising stars in women's basketball and everything.
And it seems like it's kind of like a tradition at Xavier. It seems like you know former players, coaches, like the elevation from coach to assistant coach. When you look at the men's side with Dale Bowdery in the past, and the assistant behind him was Danton Jackson, and all of a sudden Danton Jackson took over. Right behind him was Alfred Williams, and then all of a sudden Alfred Williams takes the job. 2 years later, he's the new Xavier head coach. And all of a sudden, on your side of the fence, I know Janice Joseph was very awesome. You come along the ways. You had a longtime assistant, Darylyn Broussard,
Right.
on your staff, and I never forget you when you told me she was leaving. You was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. I think you found another great assistant in Whitney Gatewright, because you just said she did not take a head coaching job. So I think you found a great replacement from Coach Broussard, right?
Yes, yeah. It's funny you said that. And Whitney was over at Delgado coaching and had done a little high school, and she was so excited when she knew the position was open. She called me. She wanted to call me the day she heard it was open, but she did not. She said, "I waited a day, coach." She said, "But I really wanted this job," and she called me, and I said, "Well, Coach Witt, a lot of people calling me for this job." um, and former players at different schools that I recruited back in the day. And, I pretty much told them, I said, hey, uh, Coach Whitney Coach Whitney took a chance on me when during this recruiting process because she could have went to Division 1, but she decided to come to Xavier where she felt like it was home. And when the position came open, I did the same thing. I went back and said, hey, Coach Whitney took a chance on me as a player, and I'm going to take a chance on her as a coach. And it has worked out extremely well.
Before I get you out of here, Coach, that great tradition of that Xavier basketball program, both sides, men and women, but especially on the women's side, like we talked about before, how Janice Joseph set that tone for that program, and you just really, really elevating it now more than anything else. And we seen some great, great Xavier teams, and it's a blessing that this season's not over yet. That we're seeing maybe one of the best we have seen in a long, long time. But how it's been that the hard work is really paying off for you, that you got this team finally past the second round, and then on top of that, the support, how's been the support been this year on campus and everything, because I've seen a couple of the highlights from the national tournament, and there was some really good crowds for the national tournament. It seems like that Xavier program always has some very good support, even at the new convocation. I can't say new anymore because it's been in
Uh,
existence for what 6, 7, 8 years now. So,
yeah.
but they still are coming to the convocation center.
Yeah, no, it was a good weekend. I mean, a lot of former players showed back up. We had a big day on campus this weekend. We had friends and family weekend. So it kind of worked all together and everything. So it was a big crowd, very excited and everything like that. And, they gave us a lot of energy and everything. So, we have gotten a lot of support from our athletic department, our AD, Pat Kendrick, our Vice President Curtis Wright, so it's been really good. Our President, Dr. Verrett, has been really good. So, I'm just really excited about getting to Iowa. And like I said, hopefully we can sit down and have a wonderful conversation at the end of next week.
Yes, sir. And will the game be some way, somehow streamed live? Hopefully to watch. If we gotta pay, that's fine. But hopefully we can catch it Thursday afternoon? Is it going to be streamed live?
Stream live, and it's free for everybody. Stream live.
Hey, I like
Everybody.
that.
So, yeah, we want everybody to take the time out their day and try to check us out about 3 o'clock and see what's going on.
I think
Hopefully,
I'm
it's a
going.
win.
I hope it's a win too, and I think I'm gonna take my time out after I pick up my 6-year-old kid and make sure I get my laptop or whatever else on the speak on a real cool big screen. Put the game on. Like I know the NCAA's are starting, but I'll take my 2 hours of time to watch y'all and
Hey,
see if we can do.
amen. Go
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead and do that. Take your 2 hours, and we'll give you a little March Madness too. How about that?
That's
That
right.
works.
That's right. It works definitely. The head coach of the Xavier Gold Nuggets, Coach Bo Browder. Thank you so much for joining us on the Hash It Out show. We definitely appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck on Thursday and traveling grace and safe travels to Iowa. We hope to see you back soon and hopefully might be a national championship for you guys.
All right. Thank you. Take care. God bless y'all. Thank you.
You
You
too,
too.
coach.
God bless. And we definitely appreciate Coach Bo Browder joining us tonight. Special edition of the Hash It Out show to talk about the Xavier University Gold Nuggets that are in the NAIA Sweet 16 in Sioux Falls, Iowa. They will be playing on Thursday afternoon. It'll be 3 p.m. against Southern Oregon, and it will be live, I think, on the NAIA site, and it's for free. It used to be you had to pay, but now they changed it up. Big ups.
Best 4 letter word, VK. Free.
Yes, big ups going to the NAIA for doing
Yeah.
that because
Giving
you
the
know
opportunity to expand the audience. I think that's the reasoning behind that.
yes. So, if you have nothing to do, ladies and gentlemen, go to Xavier's page. They'll have the setup for the live video. They'll have probably the link up for the stream. Take your time out 3 p.m. to 5 and watch this basketball game. Support New Orleans teams. Anybody in the state of Louisiana, support this team. Check this team out. And let's see if the Gold Nuggets can get it done on Thursday, that they can keep it going into the tournament. They just need to win 4 to win it all. And it's 4 games in I think 5 days they got to do it.
Right. The
So
championship
that's
game will be Monday, I believe.
yes, it'll be Monday. So, but but we wish them the best, and we thank Coach Browder. We like to thank Xavier University so much for letting us have the permission to have the interview with Coach Browder. Now, before we get out of here, tomorrow night, this is just day one of our 3 days of March Madness of on the Hash It Out show. Tomorrow night on the Hash It Out show, we will break down the 2025 March Madness out in Lake Charles. We will talk about what happened during the week, the championship games, the big games, the moments. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. Also, our special guest tomorrow, we will have Hamilton Christian head coach Dexter Washington, state champion. We will have him on the show to talk about the state championship victory against Southern Lab. We're looking forward to having him on the show on tomorrow. Wednesday night, we will have St. Augustine head coach Wade Mason He will be discussing the state championship victory for St. Augustine over St. Thomas More. Also, another special guest we will have state champion Tierra McPipe. Tierra McPipe, the most outstanding player for Zachary, the Lady Broncos, who won their state championship against Parkway, where she's a very, very good basketball player and has a great heart and great personality. And we're looking forward to having her on the show on Wednesday night to talk about her career and also Zachary basketball, and with her taking her career to Loyola University. I'm gonna say it right because she
Yeah.
had to get somebody straight about that. But we're looking forward to having Tierra on the show, and we might have another guest on Wednesday night as well because we will discuss March Madness, the NCAA tournament that starts actually tomorrow and Wednesday with the first four, but then Thursday everything goes all in for the whole weekend for the next 4 days. The greatest 4 days in sports, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody say. The NCAA
Okay.
tournament is the greatest 4 days of sports you will ever have.
I'm
So
gonna
we'll talk
miss.
about
I'm, I'm gonna miss the first block of games, the 11 o'clock window. But I like what the NCAA has done over the last handful of years, where not every game is playing at the same exact time. The first game's gonna tip about 11:15, the next one 11:40. I like that gap. Just it's
I
a little
think the
quirky.
It is, but I think the best thing that ever happened when CBS teamed up with TBS, and I'm saying
TNT.
CBS TNT, they teamed up with Turner, and they turned this thing out because now you can take a look at. Remember back then, and on CBS, you couldn't watch the certain West Coast games because we watching the news. You can watch
Yep.
that now. You can
And we
watch that now
can.
on another network.
Yes,
Every
sir.
game is being played, so gotta love it. So that's it for tonight for the Hash It Out show. George Peppers, any final words?
We're just getting started this week. Basketball, basketball, basketball. It is the hub. It is the theme of exactly. We came with that little sweet jumper. All right. Just like St. Aug did in Division One. But yeah, we're look, and when we talk about brackets, we're not talking about the CBI, the NIT. We're talking about the NCAA Division One 64 team bracket. And we will post our bracket picks. The three of us, myself, VK Jones, Jared JB Boyd, and anyone else that's tuning in right now, y'all can submit a bracket as well. And
Yes.
let's see if y'all could outsmart us.
It is the
But
second annual Hash It Out Show Bracket Challenge.
I'm
We
waiting
will
for the
have
link,
that.
VK.
Yeah, the Jared JB Board is working on that as we speak. So
Right?
trust me, we will have the link up no later. If it's not by tomorrow, it'll be by
Definitely
Wednesday
Wednesday.
morning. Wednesday
Yeah,
morning. But we
that
hopefully
works
we
for
can
me.
have that up. Hopefully we can have it up tomorrow, and we will post it. We want all our fans to join into this thing. Even some of the influencers, the media influencers we always frequent with, that's been working with us, working with them and meeting and all that. Come on over and we want all y'all. This is a fun bracket challenge, and we want as many people as possible to participate in this bracket challenge. So
I
we'll
do
have a
have
link.
one proposal before we go. One proposal
Okay.
for this bracket challenge. All right. You know how they have the standardized scoring. You can do this. If any one of us picks a 13, a 12, a 14, or even a 15, get the points for the seed instead of just 1 point. I think that's something we could look at. Like if you pick a
Well,
13 to beat a 4, get 13 points.
exactly. Thank you, Jared JB. But that's not no. No,
Oh,
that's
chump.
because the thing is we're working with certain things,
I got you.
so that control this up. We're not going to work. We're not going to outwork
Uh,
ourselves. We're not going to do
no.
that.
No, let's go standard, but you know what? I know we'll talk about this a ton more Wednesday. Um,
Yeah, I cannot
this
wait.
year, This year, you could name 9. There's about 9 teams, and you could legit say they can win this whole thing. So it's gonna make for a great discussion on Wednesday night. We will do that. The first 4 starts tomorrow. Um, Interesting 2 games that we'll play there. I think. I also want to give a shout out to the Southern Lady Jaguars. They made the NCAA tournament. They're going to play in their first 4. I believe their game is Thursday. I want to say, and I think they're playing. Is it St. Francis or SI? I forget who, but they're playing. LSU made it. McNeese made the men's tournament. Um, Tulane got a bid today to the new college basketball crown tournament, which is nothing but Division One programs. No mid majors in that one. 16 teams, no mid majors in that game. Those games will be played out west, and they're playing USC on April the 1st. Which strange that they're going to start right around the throes of the Final Four. But you know what, Ron Hunter, congratulations to your program and getting a postseason bid. I don't know if it's pay to play. But the fact that you're playing on, and they should have beat Memphis. Boy, I was rooting hard for them Saturday against the Tigers, and they came so close, lost by a point. But, c'est la vie, I guess. But this is it for us tonight. VK, send us home.
Yes, sir. For Jared JB Boyd, George Peppers, I'm VK Jones. Like, tag, share, subscribe to JB the Sports Guy to watch the Hash It Out Show and all our streams, our game streams. And like, tag, share, subscribe, everything on the Hash It Out Show on all social media platforms. Log on to the hashitoutshow.com. Both Tuesday, Wednesday shows will be at 7 p.m. So we appreciate you joining us. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hornville Tigers boys basketball team, and
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like,